Hey everyone, Nikki here. This is my first vlog entry for my new game, Nothing to Hide, because Nothing to Hide has nothing to hide. So I'll be publishing these public updates, I guess, whenever I feel like it. Anyway, so the last public prototype I published was 2 months ago on Halloween. And so, now I'm going to demonstrate what I've been doing for the past 2 months to prove I haven't just been sitting on my ass. Well, I have been sitting on my ass, but I've been coding while sitting on my ass. So here it is. First off, here's the first thing is that there's actually a story now. You're not just wandering about for no reason. So, and this story is presented as a cutscene in the form of a social media feed. Very relevant for the whole social media kind of spying on you kind of thing. So you've got some tweets, you've got some parallax scrolling. There you go. There's going to be sound effects later. So the gist of this basically is you are an insecure teenage girl and you are running away from your overprotective parent in an overprotective state, this surveillance state dystopia. Copyright 2020 Panopticorp. Very subtle. Let's jump into the game. So there's lots of things that I've changed from the prototype I published on Halloween, thanks to your feedback. Your feedback was, it really fundamentally changed this entire game, and I really want to thank you all for that. First of all, I changed it from keyboard controls to mouse controls. So if I click and hold, your character will waltz over to where your mouse was. And if you click and hold near her feet, she will move even slower. This, really helps with the puzzles because some of them require a lot of very precise positioning, which the keyboard is not very apt for. And so you can see this cool kind of line of sight thing. Camera eyes are still, cameras are still eyes. I'm probably going to call them, eyes. Like, Apple, the letter I and then the eyes or whatever. Moving on. All right. And, oh yeah. See? The exits are actually labeled now. And, you can actually see the entire map. And previously I was reluctant to do this because, I liked the whole shadows being the whole mystery thing, but in a puzzle game, you do not want mystery. And people have, and you, my fans and playtesters, you've pointed out that it kind of felt that you were literally just wandering around in the dark, just trying to, there wasn't really much of a puzzle to solve. You just keep going forward until you see a new element. But with the map in place, you can actually plan out everything in advance, and that's really core to this puzzle game. And oh yeah, if you don't know, this Nothing to Hide is an anti-stealth game. Instead of hiding from the cameras, rather you have to stay within their line of sight at all times. You are legally required to. What happens if you don't? Well, see this area, this triangular area, where none of the cameras can see. Let's see what happens if we step inside. That is what happens when you step inside. Oh yeah, and that was the other thing I've added to this game that you really helped me to figure out, is that how to visually show where the cameras can actually see. And now you can see where the cameras can see, and it's these, CCTV kind of lines falling down. And you can even see where they overlap. So in this triangular area, which is slightly darker than the rest, both cameras can see you. And once you're in this area, only this one can. Let's move forward. So yeah, that's really important to, these puzzles as well. And the other thing, I'm not going to try to list third out of what, just a bunch of things as I come along here. So previously, it kind of felt that the puzzles were on rails, as you pointed out. Because you could just only pick up and place these cameras only on metal pads. So by default, you couldn't place them somewhere, but only on these metal pads. But here I've inverted that, where you can place them anywhere by default now, except this carpet. There'll probably be a reason later. Yeah. Doesn't work on soft surfaces. Developer says that, oh, for the eye, oh, that's not a bug, that's a feature, working as intended. So anyway, the point is, now you can kind of, you can pick it up and place it anywhere, except this carpet. Yep, otherwise it's just deactivated. And, it's kind of similar to in Portal's, in Portal, where you can place a portal pretty much anywhere except the black metallic surfaces. And so this is kind of like that, except, it's carpet. So, keeping moving forward, see what's next. Yeah, I might as well just solve this, I'm already here. Or I could, well, I'm already solving it. I was about to point out there was a level select to the left. Oh yeah, let's show the new, so previously, you pointed out that okay, so the only puzzles that I had in the first prototype, all only involved you and this thing, and picking them up and moving them around. And the big puzzle at the end was this one, where it's just pretty much more of that. And while a lot of you, I'm absolutely grateful and just taken aback by how much positive reception just that alone has gotten. But you pointed out that yes, it really could be, I could really do a lot more. And you even suggested mechanisms for me to do, like having dummies or mannequins that pretend to be you and you put them in a line of sight, or having mirrors so they line of sight reflects off of them. And so lots of great suggestions. In the end, I settled, at least for now, of course I would definitely expand this even more, is conveyor belts, because, it's a spatial game, line of sight is very spatial. And conveyor belts are, they help with the locomotive spatial thing. Yeah, look at how she's moonwalking on that conveyor belt. Very cool, I like it. Yeah, move very slowly. So here's the first puzzle with the conveyor belt. You want to get to this exit here, but if you try to do that, because there's no surveillance, the surveillance zone doesn't enter this place, you try to walk over. That's what happens when you try to walk over. Alright, and this is how you solve it. This conveyor belt, it moves you and the cameras. So as you move over here, yes, you just shimmy along, and your wonderful little character, she will be able to make it to the other side. Brilliant. And here's another one where it's even, much bigger, and here's an entire room full of stuff. And here's where the map really comes in helpful, that you can actually plan and see, like, oh, hey, this, there's a thing here, but the exit's there. So I will need to bring over one of these things while, I shimmy across. So grab that. And this is where the mouse comes in really helpful. Very precisely moving over here, and click, and but I can't go over here because there's no surveillance there to the exit, so I'll just shimmy on over here. And I should not grab this here, because that's out of the line of sight of this thing here, and when I pick that up, I will be dead, so I have to pick it up over here. There we go. Yeah, see, the surveillance zone did not go over here. I would have been dead if I had tried to pick that up over there. And that, I'm going to pretend, conveys the sense of insecurity and paranoia in this wonderful universe of a game. And here's one where a block casts a shadow and actually, affects the zone of surveillance. So if I stand here, it gets me out of the... I go into its shadow and I die. So, little Poppy here. Oh yeah, did I mention this character's name is Poppy? Yeah, this character's name is Poppy. I think it's a cool name. Let's shimmy on over. And the other mechanic that I'm going to add for this, the one other mechanic for this demo, and obviously it's going to be a lot more in the future, is... Alright, let me back up. I really love the kind of things where it's, the kind of puzzle mechanics where they take one element, they take one element that you already know, another element that you already know, and then combine them in a completely new way. For example, like in Portal 2, they showed off the lasers, and they showed off the cubes, and then they combined them to cubes that can redirect lasers. That was brilliant. And so, and of course later on in Portal 2, they had the gels, and they had portals, and then they combined the two into this awesome white gel, and that was, I just love Portal. I just love Portal. All right, so anyway, I showed off the cameras, I showed off conveyor belts. So I've combined conveyor belts and cameras to this camera over here with an antenna, and it activates the conveyor belt only when I'm in its line of sight. And it deactivates as soon as I step out of its line of sight. So I can shimmy on over here, because these things would have blocked me just now. Shimmy on over, and as soon as I step back, see, I'm blocked. Now, yes, and I won't pick this up because I'm not in line of sight of anything else, so I will die if I try that. Let's move on. And here's another puzzle. So this blue conveyor belt is controlled by this blue thing over here. Let's wait for it. Yeah, it had to time that just right so that I was in this line of sight when I picked that up, otherwise I would die. Drop that over there. And wait for that. Then see? That's how you traverse this area with puzzles and logic and science. It's not really science. So, the one thing that I forgot to mention, hold on, let me drink some tea. That's pretty good tea. Is that these antenna cameras, these eyes, they activate whenever they see any human. And there's going to be a good reason for that. I mean, you know, just any, like if you step in front of an automatic door, it sees any human or, you know, anything moving and it opens up. It doesn't, yeah. So it's like an automatic door, except for conveyor belts. Anyway, so so you're a human. Well, yeah, Poppy's humanish enough. It will activate the conveyor belt. And so this is my roundabout way of saying that I forgot to draw a human here. All right. Part of the story, you are rescuing an unconscious person. This unconscious person became that way because he got out of the line of sight and he was shot down, or maybe gassed. Yeah, probably gassed would be better. So, all right. So see, this is what happens if I try. Like, see, this thing was like this camera was moving up and down over here. If I try to traverse that, here's the problem. Here is the problem. It would stop. It would stop because I'm out of its line of sight. So what am I going to do? So pretend that white box is a human, okay? Because I didn't draw that. Put that over. Let's put it over here. So even if when I step out of its line of sight, that blue thing, it goes on because the human, the unconscious person, is in its line of sight. Yeah, I've already gotten feedback that I really need to make that. Well, first, I need to draw the human. Second, probably, of course, your feedback and suggestions would be awesomely welcome on how to visually convey that. Yeah. Anyway, and so now I can come over to this poor victim and help him out, and that is a wonderful, wonderful story. For now, yeah. So that is what I've been up to for the last 2 months. Oh yeah, and the art has been completely changed in the past 2 months. It's now like a parody of the flat art style that's been plaguing all the things. Anyway, yeah, so this is actually really coming along in the past 2 months, and I think and I'm pretty confident that I can get out the demo showing these, the whole new art, the new controls, the new mechanics, the new story, all of that. Well, all that for a demo to like an actual demo and not just a little prototype. Early January, maybe the first half, as well as a crowdfunding campaign. Yeah, and oh yeah. Previously, at the beginning of this video, I said nothing to hide has nothing to hide. If I didn't say that, then okay, nothing to hide has nothing to hide. So, which is why I'm doing this public video update, which is why I'm I've published prototypes over and over and solicited public feedback from you, my fans and playtesters and awesome people. And that's why this game is also open source. It's going to be open source, it's openly developed, and because the crowdfunding is also openly funded. So yeah, that is the plan. That is the plan for Nothing to Hide. Coming soon to a thing near you. Awesome. Okay, that's actually been really fun. It was a completely pain in the ass to try to set up this video recording thing, but hey, actually doing this vlog was actually kind of fun. So I am probably going to do more of this again as I update more and more and keep all of you updated as well. So thank you so much for listening, or if you skimmed through the video, thank you so much for skimming through the video and sort of listening to my voice. If it makes you feel better, I haven't heard my voice in a while either. So again, I'm rambling. I'm rambling. So thank you so much. And I guess I will see you in the next vlog video. Bye-bye.